law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hello, darkness, my old friend, or perhaps lately around these parts, I should say, my only friend. Hey, the sun came up today, and guess what I did? I took advantage of Duval, took a stroll. Oh, a long, long stroll. No, not up and down Phillips Highway, but how about Michler's? Yeah, and I'm one of yours now, so I don't refer to it as Michler's. It's Michler's. And it was absolutely sensational. 80 degrees, very little wind, and the GFNI. I mean, this is what Florida is all about. And I really did my best. I put on Simon and Garfunkel and The Sound of Silence, and I just tried to calm myself down. Say, Ballou, look at yourself. Good look. All right? Yeah, get in front of the mirror. There you go. Look at you. You're 2 cheeseburgers away from a freaking heart attack. And you're going to have one because of the mess that's going on right now in God's country. And it is an ongoing mess. They are literally picking up one another and throwing them under a bus. They rented a bus. They can't afford to buy a bus. They had to rent the bus. And they're doing it. They're just throwing guys back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And a lot of Florida State people are like, Ballou, you're not helping things out. I don't give a rat's you know what. I'm not paid to help things out. I'm pissed. And this continues to linger. So that long walk, all I needed was a puppy. Didn't have one, but it was still good. So that's my recommendation to you. If you're locked up in a cubicle all day and you're down because of what's happening with Florida State, you're down because of what's happening with Florida, you're down because what's happening with the Jaguars, take a walk. Grab some beach. Call in sick. Do whatever it takes. Mental health, physical health is certainly important. All right, Derek Trucks is coming up in 12 minutes. He's on the road tonight, he and his wife in the Tedeschi Trucks Band. They are in Richmond, Virginia. They make their way here Friday night and Saturday night. And it's always a pleasure to see the Tedeschi Trucks Band on the road. I'm not a huge fan of the blues, right? They mix in some southern rock, but musically speaking, if you look at what they do with their instruments, with their vocals, background vocals, Mike Madison I've known for quite some time. He's born and raised in Minnesota, went to Harvard, a phenomenal voice, and I've got to know them really well. I've spent a lot of time with Derek and Susan over the years. I've been lucky enough to see them rehearse consistently in their huge barn, their huge studio, which does include the original soundboard from the Kinks. That's right, the Davies brothers. And from what I understand, there's some pretty amazing stories that come from back across the pond when the Kinks were putting together You Really Got Me. You Really Got Me Going. It's all about great lyrics, ladies and gentlemen, and the Kinks brought it to us decades and decades ago. So Derek Trucks is going to join us tonight. Looking forward to that. Hopefully you are as well. He is one of Jacksonville's favorite sons. A little bit later on in the program, I do have something outlined here, and that'd be a lie, okay? I don't really have things outlined. I mean, what you get from the truth teller comes straight from the brain and, through the esophagus, and the tongue waggles and through the lips. And what it is what it is. It's not outlined. But I do have a plan here that I'm going to emphasize after the Derek Trucks conversation about what I think is next for the Jaguars. They're in a real, pivotal situation where they can do nothing, they can relax, or they can, really begin to build towards the future. And I say that with respect to they still can win these games, including out in Las Vegas in 12 days, right? I mean, this isn't a situation where you have a lame duck coach and you're bringing in some young guys and you know that, no. I mean, this team, absolutely, they should win in Vegas in 12 days. They're a better football team than the Raiders, okay? And they've proven they can win on the road. They certainly did. They went out to San Francisco and won a big road game. But, something feels flat. Something is missing right now with this football team. And I have quite a few things that I think we could see change as soon as the game in Vegas. And at least I'm going to share with you what I believe they should do. And as always, we're incredibly interactive here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. We will grab your feedback on all of that. Okay. Final thought on Florida State, at least for the time being. Death threats. Are you kidding me? Death threats. The defensive coordinator, Tony White. I mean, just absolutely just so beyond bizarre. And, when I see something like this, I don't know how to react. No one is more furious than I am, okay, about what has transpired in Tallahassee. But death threats? And, all I can say about that is this. I hope that it is fully investigated, right? This isn't like the White House where all of a sudden a bunch of cocaine just showed up and no one had any, because we know there's no surveillance in the White House. We know that none of that stuff happened. I mean, so that we can accept and just, bury it and move along. But when it comes to death threats, there's got to be a paper trail, right? Someone sent something to him, whether it was on his cellular telephone, whether it was an email, whether it was social media, whether someone left him a phone message. I don't know. It has to be investigated. And as far as I'm concerned, this is a massive crime. Whoever did it should absolutely be arrested and should be accountable. Now, a lot of folks right now are like, I don't believe it. This is like, the Jim McElwain situation a few years ago at Florida. And I understand that way of thinking, okay? But, for right now, I'm going to believe a grown man. If someone like Tony White is going to stand up and say, I'm getting death threats, call me gullible, call me stupid, I'm going to believe him, at least for the right now. So I hope the very best of the best happens and they get down to this and just don't pass the buck. It'll be interesting to see if the local media does anything. They allow a lot of things to pass them by, including the black eye, which many people believe, including myself, is really an unreported monster story. Your coach showed up with a black eye. And the BS they fed me about, he was transporting some backpack and a flap from a back. Think of the Willie Taggart Dora the Explorer backpack. That a flap from that hit him in the eye. And he showed up with a shiner like he was trading hands with Bob Probert, for crying out loud. All right? But the local media wouldn't even ask. Wouldn't even ask the question. And so it's gone away for now. But you're seeing what's happening. You're getting a totally different opinion from Gus Malzahn, who today, here I am standing up for Tony White by saying he's telling the truth. You look at Gus Malzahn, flat out lie today. Saying there's been no conversations with him and Mike Norvell about the outside noise. No conversations at all about, what is going on. Are you kidding me? He is his mentor. You don't think he's going to go one? Of course he's talked to him about it. He's just not going to tell the truth to the media. So It is. It's one thing after another, and we're going to get into this later in the program with Niall Lawrence Stample. But I just have to say this before we punch out and get ready to bring in Derek Trucks. The fact that Florida State released a statement yesterday saying that they're doing nothing is a 100% statement of complete lack of leadership and really what a joke that program has been. I know Florida did the same thing last year. And you know what? I felt the same way about that when Strickland did it a year ago with Napier. All right? You don't release a statement unless you are firing a coach. If not, you just keep your mouth shut. You just keep the pen down on the piece of paper. You don't say anything. You don't do anything. He has only made matters worse in God's country. Your athletic director, Mike Alford. Again, a prime example of a joke program is releasing a lengthy statement that tells you nothing. That's what my alma mater did. I have good eyes. Thank gosh, man. It was great today out on the beach. I want to thank Shmunez Vision. They're not too far away from Michael's. They're right down there in Ponte Vedra Beach. And Dr. Neil Shmunez, I've known forever. Okay, 37 years worth of experience. If you look at him, if you look at Dr. Catherine Shmunez, Dr. John Hunt, whenever it comes to surgery, regardless of what your situation is and your eyes, make an appointment today. Go to Shmunez Vision. And, again, more than 37 years worth of experience. They are there to answer your questions. You may have red eyes. You may have itching. You know what? It could be as simple as allergies. Really. You just don't know. You can also go to Instagram and get them by going to Shmunez Vision there on Instagram. All right, Derek Trucks is up. He is in concert tonight in Richmond, Virginia. The Tedeschi Trucks Band will be here Friday and Saturday. He joins us on the other side.
Putting the fence in defense.
The ball comes out! The ball has come out!
Each week, Superior Fence and Rail presents the Defensive Player of the Game on 1010XL.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and my knee was getting worse, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Scholar athletes prepare themselves to win at life.
1010XL and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists shine the spotlight on the Scholar Athlete of the Week. Wednesdays on The Franchi Show. Checked by
The Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234.
Slacker Plumbing.
Yeah, hey, listen, I need a plumber over here right now.
Yeah, well, we don't have any openings for about 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yep.
I was just changing the shower head and the water line broke and it's flying everywhere.
All right, 1 week.
What if I throw you an extra $100 to come now?
What's the address?
It's 201
Huh? I guess he changed his mind.
If you've got a leak that can't wait a week, call Roland Reese Plumbing and fix your plumbing problems fast. PlumbingJacksonville.com.
It's holiday season and it's not too late to find the perfect spot to celebrate with your team. Fourscore is a place that brings the energy, where great food, craft drinks, and unreal vibes meet cutting-edge full-swing simulators. Don't play golf? Do not worry. With over 40 interactive games, Fourscore has something that everyone will enjoy. Perfect for company outings, birthdays, and even private events that go beyond the ordinary. With locations in historic San Marco and centrally located Gate Parkway, Fourscore is ready to make your next celebration unforgettable. Hit the easy button and book your event today at fourscoregolf.com.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about letting things roll off of your back. So often we can make big deals out of things that are not really big deals. We can allow them to steal the joy of our day. But let me remind you that don't allow anyone or anything to steal the joy of today. Go out today not letting little things steal the big things that God has in store for you.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
No more climbing ladders or tree shopping or untangling lights. Nope, Kuhn Flowers will take care of all of it for you this fall when you schedule their holiday home decorating team. This is Frank Frangie with 1010XL, and now's a good time to call on Kuhn Flowers. They'll do it all this fall.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line.
Hello.
Your floor's missing piece. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Live in 25 tour continues for Tedeschi Trucks. Tonight in Richmond, Virginia, with the Little Feat. They'll be right here Friday and Saturday night. I'm looking forward to going to the Friday night show. Let's bring in one of the greatest guitar players in the world, Jacksonville native Derek Trucks. And there's his wife, Susan. Derek, how are you?
I'm good, man. It's good to talk to you, Rick.
Yeah, it's good to talk with you. You've been on the road forever, man. Every time we try to hook up, you're inducting Joe Cocker in the Hall of Fame. You're in Colorado at Red Rocks. You guys have been on the road for what? Over a few hundred days this year.
Yeah, it's been a busy year. I don't know what we were thinking this year. We said yes to everything. It was one of those years where a lot of things popped up on the breaks, and they just seemed too good to not do. We just did a Christmas taping for CMAs about a week ago. We were out west for this Wavy Gravy benefit. We're bouncing all over the place, but it's the end is in sight. We do our last two shows of the tour in St. Augustine, which is exciting, and get a little break. Then we fly out west for some more stuff, but we're going to stop in Vegas at the Jags game on the way to our next gig. So we're making it count.
Well, I'm going to have to hook up with you there. I'll be there as well. I didn't know you were going, and you were here. Was it for Monday Night Football, or was it the game before that?
Yeah. No, we made the Monday Night Football game, and then we're on a plane the next morning for that taping for the CMA. So if there's bags under my eyes on the filming of that, it's because we stayed up after the KC game. It was worth it, though. Worth it.
They struggled, obviously, last week in over in London. But what are your early thoughts on Liam Cohen and the 2025 Jacksonville Jaguars?
I mean, before the season, if you'd have told me we were 4-3 at this point, I'd feel pretty good about it, and I still feel good about it. I think the Cincinnati game, we got jobbed. I feel like that Travis Hunter, that was a great play at the end of that game. So it's 5-2. We got beat twice bad, but I feel good about it. I think at the bye week is a good time, and I feel good about the Vegas game. I think we're going to have a fun year. It's I'm just glad that it feels like there's some movement, and it feels hopeful.
Yeah, I mean, a little vanilla the last couple of games, but certainly you look at them overall, and it feels like a different team and a different organization as they are moving forward. Derek Trucks, our guest, Tedeschi Trucks in town. I believe there's still a couple of seats available, maybe on secondary websites or what have you, for the show Friday night and Saturday night at the St. Aug Amp. Really looking forward to going out there and seeing them. Now, you've had a lot of great guests, I've noticed, as I follow you on tour. That included Leon Russell recently.
Yeah, well, we just released that record with Leon from 2015, and we did. It was kind of some of the last shows he did before he passed away. But that record, the Mad Dogs and Englishmen record, is pretty incredible, and that rolls into us doing the induction for Joe Cocker, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is coming up here. I think that's a live thing that's going to be aired on ABC or CBS, something. So that'll be fun. But yeah, we did that with Leon Russell, the old Joe Cocker Mad Dogs band they had, and Leon was incredible. He was an incredible musician, and but we miss him and Kofi both.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Unfortunately, that's been happening quite a bit as of late. And how about Little Feat? I mean, they've been around for absolutely forever. How many original members of Little Feat are still there?
I mean, there's 3 or 4 that are still there. The bass player, Kenny Grodney, was telling me he was on that Festival Express train with the Grateful Dead and Janis Joplin. So he's been around. That dude he's got some stories.
Yeah.
Not safe for radio stories, but they're pretty incredible.
Yeah. and you were with the Dead the last time that we were, we played a little bit of golf. You were heading out to the Sphere. What was that like?
I mean, it's really something, man. The Sphere it's an experience. I don't know how much I enjoy playing it, because I think the only way to do it is you have to have in-ear monitors, and I'm not a big fan of that. But for the audience, I think it's an incredible thing. I think we might go when we're back in Vegas. I think maybe the Eagles are there still, so we're doing a benefit for Joe Walsh's organization out in Wichita, Kansas, where my mom, Debbie Youngkin, originally is from. So we're going to be out in Wichita doing a benefit with Joe Walsh, and he's in the Eagles. So I think we might go see him before that Vegas game.
Outstanding, Debbie, and of course your dad, Chris, who I knew actually before I knew Derek Trucks. All right, Derek, tell us about the show. We're all looking forward to it. It's Friday and Saturday night in St. Augustine. What can we expect on Friday?
I think one of the highlights of the year last year for us was playing that St. Augustine Amphitheater for the first time. So we're doing 2 nights this time, kind of wrapping up the year. So we're not going to leave much left over. We're gonna kind of empty out the tanks of whatever energy we got. It's going to be quite fun. 2 nights there is going to be something. It's a beautiful venue, and the sound in there is great. And I just remember the audience being really incredible last time. So we're excited for it. We haven't written any set lists yet, so I'm not sure what's coming. But we got a lot of stuff to choose from these days.
That's one thing I admire about you guys. You change your set list.
Yeah, I mean, I guess on this tour, we probably played 100 or so different tunes, and we keep track of it every night. We make sure that we don't repeat. I have them pin up the set list for the last 2 or 3 years we played in the city, and we always kind of check it to make sure we're not repeating the same shows. And if we play multiple nights in the city, we generally don't repeat the same tunes from night to night, so it keeps it interesting. And, we just finished a new studio record that comes out in March of next year, so we've been breaking out some of that new material, which is fun. Anytime you infuse new things into the set, the band seems to just kind of perk up a little bit. So, yeah, the shows have been really fun.
No doubt. Well, it's always a blast, and we look forward to it again. It'll be Friday night and Saturday night at the St. Augustine Amphitheater. He is Derek Trucks. Derek, always a lot of fun. Thank you, man. I'll catch up with you on Friday night after the show.
Yes, sir. Good to talk with you, and go Jags.
There he goes, Derek Trucks. And, modern technology, it's amazing now, and I find myself always cheating when it comes to set lists. And, there's a lot of bands that are going to give you the same show every night, regardless of where you go, city to city. And that was something I always used to admire about Bruce Springsteen, until he started talking about things that are not rock and roll. And U2, they would change set lists all the time. I used to take vacations, 1-week vacations when I was in Chicago, because U2 would stay there for a week. So I go to 3 or 4 shows, and they change it up nightly. That's what Tedeschi Trucks does. You go check their set list, and tonight they're in Richmond. They'll mix things up all the time. So I think that's pretty cool when you are an artist of the significance of Susan Tedeschi and Derek Trucks. So, for those of you who are going to the shows, we'll see you out there this weekend. In the meantime, we have got an absolute ton to do. If you'd like to join us tonight, 641-1010. That is the best way to do so on our text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also, you can get us on YouTube. Let's welcome those folks in tonight. Just go to 1010XL into the night. All right, tonight's show is brought to you by the good folks at Alexander Law Practice. And, if you've been injured in a car crash, I do want to recommend my friend Rick Alexander. Okay, he has made it his mission to fight for you to get the best possible result, and he's done it for over 30 years. Now, ever since he took over his own practice back in the early 2010, he gets involved directly with each and every one of his cases. He just doesn't pass it off to one of his assistants. Now, his assistants are outstanding, but that's not the point here. The point is Rick only brings in a small amount of clients that he works hard with, so he gets the special care, or you in return do, and absolutely that is what you deserve. Alexander Law Practice, or call him, and it's a free consultation, 46600. You may be all alone right now, thinking there's nowhere to turn. You can't afford to get your automobile fixed. You may have broken bones. You have medical bills. These are the type of questions you ask Rick Alexander. You'll never come out of pocket. You may have all of this paid for you immediately. And then, of course, at the end of the case, you are able to profit and take care of everything once you get what you deserve. Okay? AlexanderLawPractice.com, 400-6600 for a free consultation. Coming up, got a couple of things that I believe the Jaguars need to do moving forward, and I'll address them. That's next.
Northeast Florida Auto, Power Sports, and RV dealers. Tom McMahon is here for Dealer Connect. The nation's #1 AI conference for dealers is coming to Jacksonville October 29th and 30th at the Marriott Sawgrass in Ponte Vedra Beach. It's 2 days of tackling the future of AI in automotive with some of the industry's biggest names. Keynote speaker, Hall of Famer Joe Theismann will autograph items to benefit the Tom Coughlin J Fund. Get tickets now at DealerConnect2025.com. That's DealerConnect2025.com.
Ballou here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Julington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Game days aren't the only win happening in the 904. Best of Bold City named 904 Gutters with a Z, the #1 seamless gutter company in Duval. Like the team's O-line protects their QB. Call the winning team at 904 Gutters with a Z to protect your home from the rain.
Bud Light and everyone at Anheuser-Busch want to remind you to get home safely every time. People are counting on you, on the road and at home. Plan ahead with safe rides, and don't forget to hydrate between beers. Bud Light encourages everyone to enjoy responsibly and socialize safely.
All right, Prosser here, and I've been telling you about Chad and Sandy. They make the promise. Let me show you some of the proof. This is Nicoletta and Daniel in Panther Creek. We don't recommend this, but we bought our new house before we sold our old one. Then worst case scenario happened. Our old home failed to sell in a year with another realtor. Finally, we got smart. We hired Chad and Sandy, and they sold it in 10 days above asking price. These are the results you're getting with Chad and Sandy at chadandsandy.com. Area homes are selling, but you got to have the right people on your side. Maybe you want max price. Doesn't matter if you're buying or selling. Maybe you just want to sell right now. Well, fast, easy, and stress-free, that's what Chad and Sandy bring to you. They have this guarantee. They guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. They're the local real estate experts you can trust for all of your real estate needs. Go to chadandsandy.com today. That's chadandsandy.com, or call that help hotline, 904-414-6200.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
Celebrating 30 years in Jack's Beach. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn is your go-to for cash on the spot. They buy gold. Huge sale on firearms all month. Save during Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday with no sales tax on firearms. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jack's Beach.
Jacksonville is game time. And just like the Jaguars fight for every yard on the field, Duck Duck Rooter fights for every customer at home. From plumbing repairs to septic pump outs to keeping your AC cool all season long. We've got the winning playbook. Duck Duck Rooter is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and delivers championship service every time. When plumbing, septic, or AC problems put you on defense, don't fumble the call. Dial 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter, when you're stuck, call the Duck.
It's the event everyone waits for. Now at Beard's Diamonds. Buy one, get one free on all wedding bands. Now for a limited time, when you buy his wedding band, get hers free. Buy hers, get his free. Save up to $10,000. Are you about to get married or been married for years thinking it's time for an upgrade? There's nothing that symbolizes your love more than the wedding band. Beard's has hundreds and hundreds of bands from top designers in white gold, yellow gold, rose gold, titanium, platinum, plain bands, channel set bands, pave set, eternity bands. And for men, masculine bands. Wide, modern, with and without diamonds, hammered, brushed, engraved, lots of colors. Come to Beard's now and find the wedding band that reflects your style and your personality. Buy one, get the second one free. The big box corporate jewelry stores can't or won't do this, but Beard's can. And it's happening now through October 26th. Buy one wedding band, get the second one free. Don't miss this opportunity to celebrate your eternal love with the eternal symbol. Beard's Diamonds at St. John's Town Center.
Introducing your new Dell PC with the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps you handle a lot, even when your holiday to-do list gets to be a lot. Like organizing your holiday shopping and searching for great holiday deals and customer questions and customers requesting custom things, plus planning the perfect holiday dinner for vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians, and Uncle Mike's carnivore diet. Luckily, you can get a PC with all-day battery life to help you get it all done. That's the power of a Dell PC with Intel inside, backed by Dell's price match guarantee. Get yours today at Dell.com/deals. Terms and conditions apply. See Dell.com for details.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Hey, hey, mama said the way you move, gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, bye week here in Jacksonville. Next up, Vegas. And the Raiders. That is 12 days away. The Raiders are not a good football team. This is a very winnable game for the Jaguars. But I really feel like they're at the crossroads right now and that they're going to have to make more decisions. This time, on the field decisions. Obviously, they can still improve this roster by making a deal or deals before November 4th. And, you know, I think tight end is a conversation, depending on the health and the return of Brenton Strange. You may be able to get a tight end right there in Vegas and a guy like Michael Mayer. I don't know. They're not getting any pass rush. It's just gone away. You know, they didn't have a sack again 2 days ago. They're trying things. They're sending 5 at times. And Ryan O'Halloran broke down pass rush scenarios. It's just not working. They're getting pressures. They're getting close. Right now they have warning track power. They're just not getting home. And that is something that honestly right now I don't know if they have the talent on the roster to fix. Especially, 15 plays a week ago, 18 plays 2 days ago. Trayvon Walker's not nearly the same thing with the club in his right hand. He's just not. Hopefully in 12 days, that's off. Hopefully in 12 days, he's back to playing what I thought was Pro Bowl type of defensive end, before the injury. There's talk of Calais Campbell. I don't know what he's going to give you at 39 years of age. I believe he's 39. We'll see, okay? But certainly that is something that has become a concern. Okay. 3 huge things for me. Number 1, Travis Hunter almost exclusively offense. Now, I have people that have asked me, and others are wondering, because of his conditioning, because of his past history, Can he do it on both sides full time? It was 59 out of 69 offensive plays last week, only 14 defensive snaps. I happen to believe at this point in his career, I wouldn't want that to happen. That's too much, too early. He already dealt with some injuries, back late in camp, the chest, what have you. The wide receiver position has arguably been the biggest disappointment on this football team. Yeah, I spent the entire offseason, including training camp, bragging about how Hunter, Thomas Jr., and Brown are able to score from anywhere on the football field when they touch the ball. It just hasn't worked for those guys so far. Brian Thomas Jr., I thought there was a rebound. It was 7 attempts, 5 completions, no drops a few weeks ago. And then you had the 10 attempts, 8 receptions against Seattle, the one big drop in the fourth quarter on third down, the other drop early in the game where I put on Twitter alligator arms, and a lot of Jaguar fans went after me, said, Ballou, you're already drunk in the press box. That was not an alligator arm. He slipped, and he put up his hand, and he actually knocked down what would have been an interception. I didn't see it that way in the box. I didn't see it that way when I went back and watched it on TV. For me, that was 2 drops. Outside of that, it was a good game. 8 receptions. Sunday was brutal. Sunday was just awful. And, effort's one thing, and some people are like, well, he's different looking wide receiver than he was a year ago. Daniel Griffiths came out with some stuff today that was, really bizarre. He leads the NFL right now. Where the heck did I do this? Here we go. 32nd in catchable targets are the Jaguars. Okay? If you look at drop balls and what have you, Jacksonville ranks 32 out of 32 when it comes to not holding on to catchable targets. This is according to Daniel Griffiths, who's, kind of our math man. He's incredible with his data. You look at Brian Thomas Jr., he ranks 83 out of 83 wide receivers in catchable targets, catching only 64.3%. I was talking about this guy rolling into one of the top 5 wide receivers in the game. He's ranked 83rd out of 83. It's just terrible at this particular time. So, I'm not giving up on him. But here's the first change. The premier target now, absolutely, is Travis Hunter. Game after game, scenario after scenario. Don't wait 28-plus minutes like you did last weekend in London and run him on a reverse. No, Trevor Lawrence told us the very first play when he took a sack, right? Jared Verse sacked him on the very first play of the game. Trevor Lawrence went on to say he had Hunter open. He didn't throw him the ball. This needs to be addressed. Right now, going into Vegas, Hunter is your premier wide receiver. Expand his route tree. If you throw an interception, that's actually a positive now. There's a lot of venom being thrown towards Trevor Lawrence, and that's always going to happen when you're a franchise quarterback, when you're being paid like a franchise quarterback. He hasn't turned the ball over in 2 games. That is a positive. Now, everything else, it's kind of scary right now. But if you look at wide receivers, Brian Thomas, man, he 27 receptions out of 55 targets. I'll let you do the math. That's right around 50%. Okay, 1 touchdown. Parker Washington, who had another drop the other day, and I think Parker's doing a really good job as your, number 3, number 4 wide receiver. Still, 17 of 35, 1 touchdown reception. Diami Brown, 16 for 27, 1 touchdown reception. Tim Patrick has caught a touchdown reception, and then Hunter got his first the other day. 28 receptions on the year for 298 yards, just over 10 a ball. He becomes your premier target. That's number one. I'm not giving up on Brian Thomas Jr. He's still playing, but he's not my number one option. Number two, time's up for Dewey. He's not a good football player, okay? He's a hype guy. He motivates. He's someone that fans point to and they say, I love Dewey. He's this, he's that. He's not a good safety, okay? If we were playing football and it was the 1970s and you were going up against Walter Payton and Tony Dorsett and Earl Campbell and Chuck Foreman and Sam the Bam Cunningham and Larry Zonka and Mercury Morris, and it was week after week after week after week where you ran the ball, then Dewey's in there. He's closer to the line of scrimmage. That's not today's football. All right? He had a bogus call, I'll agree. But he had 2 penalties, and he was on the other side of, once again, touchdowns. You look at his grade, Pro Football Focus, 29.9. I mean, that's almost 11 on 10. He's just not the answer. And they really miss Ransaw. I don't think there's any doubt. The Caleb Ransaw injury is a big blow to this organization, but he'll be there in a year. It's time to see some of these younger guys. It's time for Lane. It's time for more of Antonio Johnson. Maybe it's time to bring in a veteran who's unhappy somewhere else across the NFL. I know you can say, well, that hasn't really worked out with Greg Newsome. Okay, I got you. Not everything turns to gold. But this is the time to make this move. In 3 safety sets, in run scenarios, sure, Dewey's your guy. They do not have a true free safety. And I understand at times they don't play that design of defense, but that is problematic. They do not have a natural center fielder on this roster. To me, that's the end. It's end game for Dewey. Number 3, I don't know what you're going to do with the offensive line, but you have to make a change. You have to make one. All right? I'm not saying 2. I'm not saying 3. You've been blessed with 8 guys who have played, and that is encouraging. You know, your backups in Van Lanen, Edoga, and Monheim, and you still have Milam waiting, all right? It has not been good for Walker Little. All right, he's allowed 6 sacks. He's allowed 4 quarterback hits. He's allowed 27 pressures. Patrick McCarry had a worse Pro Football Focus grade 2 days ago than Dewey. McCarry's grade was 26.5. They overpaid for him as a right guard. He's not doing well in pass protection. He's not doing well in run blocking. He has also committed a lot of penalties. One of the two. We can battle over that. We can have a conversation over that. But it's time. And whether you go with the veteran in Edoga or you plug in Monheim, who played well in his only start at center, I believe they need to make one offensive line change. And those are the 2 spots. You're starting left tackle. You're starting right guard. All right, your thoughts. Give them to us. 641-1010. Text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also join us on YouTube. Just go to 1010XL into the night.
1010XL celebrates the life and memory of Tony Marinatos. He was among the first to believe in our vision as an investor and our biggest supporter. A mentor and friend, Tony's spirit will carry on in the heart of 1010XL.
Hey, Hickett here. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day. But on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks, man. It's good to be right. Prize Picks is the best way to win cash on any of our football teams this football season. Think about it, man. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Want to pick more on Josh Allen's pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns? Now you can pick all of them in the same lineup only on Prize Picks. You know how to play it. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. If you get your picks right, you cash in. Download the Prize Pick app today. Use code 1010XL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code 1010XL, and you get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. It's Prize Picks, man. Have a lot of fun this football season. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
When you're faced with damage in your home from water, fire, or mold, you need a team with the expertise to fix it right.
Resto Pros!
A locally owned, nationally backed franchise that's here to help you when you need them. A team that does it right the first time.
Resto Pros!
Remember, you don't have to use the insurance company's preferred contractors. Get it done right by a licensed professional you can trust. Call 904-201-9151 or go to RestoProsNEFlorida.com. That's RestoProsNEFlorida.com.
Resto Pros!
I open the door and take you inside the locker room to get you closer to the field, the players and coaches you care about.
Get a look at Hayes' blog on 1010XL.com.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reese Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
Hey, Hicken here. Tired of glasses or contacts? Discover customized vision solutions at Bowden Eye & Associates. Dr. Bowden's team offers cutting-edge options like Evo implantable Collamer lenses or refractive lens exchange and classic LASIK, designed to fit your life. Picture perfect vision for reading, driving, or just enjoying the day. It's easier than you think. Call now for your free screening. Bowden Eye & Associates, they're keeping the First Coast focused.
Introducing the Jag Stack at Firehouse Subs. So bold, it's named after the home team. Stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, roast beef, provolone, fresh veggies, and the new Duval drizzle sauce. For a limited time at your local Firehouse Subs, there's only one hottest sub in Duval.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. I love Hello Smooth Med Spa, my go-to for skin health and beauty. Their biggest event of the year is November 19th, National Botox Day. Huge deals, local vendors, and it benefits Make-A-Wish. Don't miss it. Visit HelloSmooth.com for more details.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it work. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Anytime you've got major plumbing problems, and even the minor ones, there's several potential causes, and they usually can't be easily detected. So don't guess at a solution. Hire Roland Reese Plumbing at plumbingjacksonville.com.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Ackerman Cancer Center offers women's health, diagnostic, and screening services, including contract-enhanced mammography and total body MRI. Early detection is the key. Visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Now, Lawrence Stample will join us at 7 o'clock. The latest on Florida State could end up being uncensored. We'll see. Dylan, I had 3 moves there. Agree with any of those, or perhaps do you have one that you would do that I did not mention?
No, definitely the offensive line. That's the biggest one for me. The biggest change with this offense has been since the loss of Brent Strange when he get hurt in that Kansas City game. Like middle of the second quarter, now he didn't play in the second half. Since that point, Jacksonville has not been able to run the ball at all. And that's kind of where it starts. Liam Cohen, I know when he got introduced as the coach, he said the offense runs through BTJ, but at his heart, what he wants to do mainly is run the football, and they haven't been able to do that. So hopefully, if Wyatt Milam is able to get healthy at some point, that would be the number one change that I would do, and I think this offense could potentially change and start running the football.
If you were to rank, the top 6 or 7 players so far this year, 7 games in, Brenton Strange and Devin Lloyd would both be on that list, and they're both out. Those are big blows. But you know what? That's football.
That's the league.
We saw it Mike Evans comes back, breaks a collarbone, that 1,000-yard streak's going away. We saw injuries on both sides. We saw injuries. 3 members of the secondary were out 2 Sundays ago against Seattle. This isn't a curse only in Duval. This happens league-wide.
Oh, and San Francisco is dealing with Ricky Pearsall. Basically anybody except for Christian McCaffrey has been hurt for them. And they just lost Fred Warner for the year. Their main linebacker on the team. They're heart and soul for their defense. So it is all over the league, but you just hope that, your guys are out for a week or 2 and they can come back.
4954 asked a question that to me is one of the biggest surprises so far this season. He says, why can't we throw the running backs the football? All right? I never understand why bad teams don't run more screen plays with the running back. That is a forte of Liam Cohen's offense. He was huge with the screen game in Tampa Bay. We went through the numbers during the offseason. You'll get his starting backs, man. They had 1,750-plus yards rushing. They also combined caught over 90 footballs. I think it was close to 100. I'll give it a look again during our next break. It just has not worked so far. It hasn't been a big part of the game plan. If you look at Travis Etienne, 14 receptions in 7 games. That's what you're getting. Tootin, 6 receptions in 7 games. Allen Jr., 5 receptions in 7 games. So you add all that up, that's 25. Now, they've run some screens. Heck, they ran a screen to Tim Patrick, which went nowhere. We saw last week they tried 3 times right at the line of scrimmage to get the ball to Travis Hunter. Those 3 receptions added up to what? 1 total yard. So he hasn't completely gotten away from it, but I have to believe that with the inconsistency of Trevor Lawrence, with the inconsistency of these receivers, and the inconsistency of the offensive line, defensive coordinators are saying, hey, we're not going to let you beat us with the run. And Jacksonville did beat him with the run the first 3 games of the year. Hadn't been the case lately. And also, we're not going to let you chew us up with that screen game. And it absolutely has to be pointed out. There's been a lot of misses by Trevor on these short passes. Travis Etienne, 14 receptions on 22 attempts. That means he's caught 14 and 8 have either been, have been incomplete. 8. And those are short, little, high percentage layups that you're not completing right now. That is very alarming. And, it was even pointed out by Kurt Warner, during the broadcast in London. But Richard Eisen's such a clown. He really is. Why do they allow him? He just the way he does the game.
He probably is my... Of everybody, and I don't really care what he calls the game. If he's calling the game, I'm just like, ugh, this guy. And he doesn't do anything. It's just so blah.
Bro, I
vanilla.
do that so much now, and I hate it because I don't want to, I hate to, say anything critical about other members of the media, especially those who have made it hand over fist and make millions and millions and millions. But I have to do that with Collinsworth. I can't listen to his broadcast. I just can't. I can't listen to Dr. Herbie and Chris Fowler. So the good thing is in my bar, I absolutely will have the game on one of my television sets, but I just can't go with those broadcasters whenever it comes to volume. I'll have someone else on. The good news with Eisen is I want to say that was his only game. He might have done some others over there in London, but I wasn't up for those 9:30 games. Anyway, enough of that. So it's a good question. It's one that I believe is going to change significantly once this football team really settles into his offense. There are a lot of things that are pretty bizarre right now, 7 games in. I mean, remember, last year, Liam Cohen, number 1 red zone offense in the NFL. Last year, Liam Cohen, number 1 third down offense in the NFL. Right now, the Jaguars are 31 for 94. 33% on third down. They're 11 for 22 in the red zone. That's 50%. Those are numbers that are absolutely going to improve, and I do believe the screen game will come along with that.
He's got quite a resume.
Ex-Special Forces tactician.
Hayes Carline.
Well-trained in hand-to-hand combat.
Behind enemy lines. 5 hours before kickoff on 1010XL. Activated by Pella Windows and Doors. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway.
This is your escape. This is your next adventure. This is Mazda, and this is Mazda at the Avenues. Lauren Brooks here. Right now, purchase any new Mazda model, and Mazda at the Avenues will match your down payment or your payments for 1 full year. Plus, every new Mazda comes with 3 years, 36,000 miles of maintenance at no additional charge to you. This is luxury, and this is the start of something new. This is Mazda at the Avenues. For complete details, call 904-430-8047.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
It's Thursday. New Hard Rock Bet rewards are dropping.
Nice. Ed Reed, you in?
The only thing I drop is receivers and mics.
Ed, we're talking bonus bets, deposit matches, parlay insurance.
Oh, okay. I'll do that kind of drop.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 and up and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 21st, 1976, the New York Knicks retired Willis Reed's number 19 jersey, which was the first in Knicks history.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, Jags fans, Tommy Mack here. Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Jacksonville Jaguars. This season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with Crown Royal Rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with generous spirit. Visit crownroyal.com/Royal Rig on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
Have you ever dreamed of owning a handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm? Well, now you can. This is Frank Frangie for the farm in Okefenokee, just an hour north of Jacksonville in Folkestone. With only 250 cabins at full build-out, it's a rare chance to live off-grid, but not alone, in a community grounded in nature, food, and purpose. The amenities include a 2,300-acre hunting lease. Learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com.
Hurricane season on the First Coast can leave you in the dark, so why not get a head start on storm season with a home generator system from American Electrical? They've sold and installed more generators in Jacksonville than any other company around, with scores of whole home generator installations throughout North Florida. That's right, American Electrical has been installing and repairing thousands of generators for over a decade in Duval. Keep your loved ones and property protected. Log on to american-electrical.com and see how they can help you.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
Hey, David again here with Royal Pet Services. It's that time of year when rodents start making their way into our homes. Layson, tell them what they need to get in.
A quarter-size hole.
That's right. That's all they need. Hey, tell them where to go for a free attic and exterior inspection.
Visit RoyalPetServices.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
7 o'clock, make it Tuesday night. I don't know, man. During losing streaks, everything, days, months, names, everything gets muddied. Niall Lawrence Stampa was with us, won a national title in 2013. Florida State also played on the defensive line with the Cleveland Browns. I'd ask you how you doing, but no Knowles right now are doing well.
Not at all. This is a tough road that we've seen, and it seems like it's never ending at this point. So hopefully we see a turnaround here soon in some regard.
We want to talk more about, what's going on with this entire football team and everything, but just real quick, how did they lose this game at Stanford where their quarterback was knocked out? Their running back was out. Their starting right guard was out. Key members of their defense was out. How did they show up there and not score 2 touchdowns?
I think the foundation of the team was so diminished, and it wasn't very thick. But I don't think Norvell has been able to create a really good, thick foundation since that undefeated season. Mm-hmm. And when you lose to UVA, and then you lose to Pitt, then you lose to Miami, I wouldn't say guys are checked out, but guys aren't really playing for a purpose. They're playing just to play, which is not something that you can do when Stanford is trying to get a win across the country. You got to play with a purpose every time you line up.
Yeah. The unspoken word is that he's gone. He's fired, but he's going to hang on now for 6 more weeks, the bye, and then the 5 games. The announcement yesterday by athletic director Mike Alford did nothing. I'm one of those who believes, Niall, that when you're at a place like Florida State, you don't release a statement unless you're making a decision. And he did exactly that yesterday. And in my opinion, it is totally backfired.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. It sucks because when you look at the situation as a whole, you would hope that to not be in this situation at all. And as we're watching it in real time, it is difficult to stomach. Mm-hmm. It's difficult to stomach that we can be in a spot and not set a standard. Though there's a bunch of situations going on, I just don't believe that we're setting the right example for what Florida State should look like. The standard should be the standard. We are not coming off of a winning season. We're coming off of a season that we won 2 games. So now we're coming into this season. It's like, what example are you setting for the organization, as well as the players, as well as the parents of the players, as well as everyone, as far as what the future holds? Hope is a very serious thing, and you cannot mess with it. And that's what I feel like they messed with when you made that statement.
13 penalties. For a second consecutive week, you jump off sides. I mean, that was it against Pitt when you jumped offside. You do so here. You have a late hit on a guy that Tony White brought over with him who hasn't made a play all year. A late hit. Those 2 turn directly into ongoing drives, which lead to 14 points. And how do you start the game with a delay of game?
Yeah.
How do you, honestly, high school teams do not start the game 1st and 10 with a delay of game. Mike Norvell's team did.
Yeah. It sucks. I really don't want to go too in on Mike. And I really like Mike, but it's starting to become difficult. But when you watch that game, you have you don't want to cause those issues obviously early on there because they're self-inflicted. But I think the biggest issue that I saw was when we forced a field goal from a redshirt freshman across the country in a hostile environment, and then get a delay of game. And you then not turn around and put your punt team in, you force it. So it just showed the desperation of what was going on with Norvell, which is difficult because the players around him are counting on him. But I think the most damning thing, and which is really disappointing and it sucks, is that Norvell has an offensive coordinator and he has a defensive coordinator. His job is to manage. He is a facilitator. So if we can't facilitate well and you have someone running your offense, you have someone running your defense, why are you here? Like, that's your job, is to make those decisions.
Before you and I even started doing radio, I've always been very critical of Mike Norvell as a decision maker. And you just mentioned one. I mean, you asked him to kick, I think after the 5-yard penalty, a 57, 58-yard field goal. Even late when the defense finally showed up at the end of the game. I mean, Stanford pulled back. They were more generic. And Florida State's defense was doing its part, and you ask a true freshman on a 4th and 18 where, Noel fans all over saying, no, you got 3 timeouts and a 2-minute warning. Punt the football, throw your I mean, it's football 101. And they didn't do it.
Yeah, football one-on-one. And it's not like you have an offense that you're trying to help figure out, or you're having to make. This is a decision that you made. And then the second that happened, it's like, okay, your defense is already getting driven down the field, and they're not doing all that great. Let's make this a field type game. Let's control field position and let's make those type of moves so that way we can actually survive. But it was a desperate move, and I get that he's in a desperate situation, but you would really hope that he would make a better decision there.
Niall Lawrence Stample, our guest, business owner right here in town, former Florida State Seminole, and he is our Florida State analyst. Of course, he won a national title over in God's country, also played on the defensive line for the Cleveland Browns. Okay, you've been over there during some really good times. You're still very connected to the program. What do you think's going to happen here in the next 5.5 weeks with a lame duck coach? I think maybe a lame duck athletic director. What do you think is going to happen over there?
It doesn't look good. I don't have any good words, unfortunately, for what's going on. But what I do hope is, and I've been trying to push a lot of this on my social media, as far as if you're not following me, follow me at Nolan with Niall on Instagram, YouTube, all of it, because I really go into some of these details. But what I really do hope is the players understand that this is no one's opportunity other than theirs. Like, this is a bunch of individual opportunities that you better take advantage of. Though there's a situation going on with the coach, we're not winning, you better put up good film, you better work hard, do the little things that are necessary in order for you to get the edge, because you are in it. You are in it. There's no coming back from that. I would like to speak on the Alabama game, if you're okay with that. I want to talk about the Alabama game because it's a very controversial game that's been bled throughout this entire season. Everyone goes back to it. And the reason why we won the Alabama game was for a few reasons. We, one, had all offseason to be able to train for it and be able to actually implement Tony White's defense to the T. So that was great. And I think that he was hoping that that would catapult him into the rest of the season, which unfortunately it didn't. But we were able to game plan to the T. We had hope. The ceiling was gone. Tommy Castellanos was playing at his absolute most confident. That was bleeding through everyone. And then also we're playing in Doak, and we caught Alabama off guard. They didn't have any real film on us. They didn't see what was going on, even though, again, Gus's nature is true, so you can watch what he does, but they didn't really have any real film on us. So with all those things compiled, that's how we beat Alabama. But the fact that we could beat Alabama shows very quickly that the nature of the team has so much aptitude, so much ceiling. Because no matter what you say, Alabama was I wouldn't say a fluke game. We won that game outright. They weren't as good as they are at the moment, but that was a valid game. Any team is not beating Alabama on a regular day.
No, they were a sizable underdog at home, and just look how things have changed. I kept hearing, Kalen DeBoer is a great coach. He's just not a coach for Alabama, and first 3 weeks, Mike Norvell's being mentioned, maybe, coach of the year, this and that, and then it's completely flipped in the last month. I mean, the odds right now in the SEC favor Alabama to win that conference.
Yeah.
That's how well they've been playing as of late.
And they look great.
Something that I disagree with is social media is filled with don't show up, don't support, go and boo. Let's remember here, Mike Norvell failed. He didn't quit. These players, getting on them, booing them, is only going to send them out the door. Now, some you may be okay with, but there could be some good players who say, I don't want to be around this nonsense. There's only a handful of them, and they will enter that transfer portal. Florida State also needs every dollar at this point. So as down as everything is, I'm not in favor of going to Doak Campbell Stadium in 2 weeks against Wake Forest and booing the players.
No, not at all. Not at all. And I did a poll on my Instagram asking everyone, okay, so what is it that you are? Do you bleed garnet and gold? Do you like Florida State football? Do you watch it just to watch it? And everyone said they bleed garnet and gold. That is your answer. This is your lifestyle. You are a Seminole. So through the good and the bad, if we won all the time, I will say, unfortunately, even though you think it would be great, it would be boring. The reason why you play the game is because you have a chance of losing. It may not be in the back of your mind that you're thinking about that, but that's really what it is. Because if it was a guaranteed win, no one would watch it. So we have to watch these games and make sure that we're pouring into all of these players. These players mean something. The organization and everyone that pours into them means something. And that's where you get some of the better recruitments. And that's where you get some of that. Half the players that you talk about recruiting said, I came to the campus and it was just so amazing. Mm-hmm. The fans were so amazing. The atmosphere was so amazing. There's so much more to the recruitment that people realize than just face value. So supporting is going to be extremely important, making sure that we're pouring into them, making sure that we're coming to these games and showing that no matter thick and thin, we are going to be Seminoles every single day of the week.
Massive changes to the stadium, incredible amounts of money thrown in there. The new standalone building, there were photos and videos that came out yesterday where they introduced that to the players and their new locker room. How much does that matter to today's players, considering they're getting paid?
I think it matters a ton. I think it matters more now than it did before because social media has made it very much a who's got what situation. So when you're looking at it and you're looking at everyone's highlight reel on their social media and you're seeing it's just all competition. So when it comes to recruiting, that stuff matters. When it comes to the players' lifestyle and the luxuries that they have, they're very small, few and far between. But I'm telling you, if you have a facility like that they can focus on and things that they have that they can create and build that bond, and another school doesn't have it, you're going to be that much better. So it does matter, and I'm happy that they got it right now. It kind of sucks because everybody's been saying it kind of sucks because they don't deserve it and this and that. This is a great opportunity for them to be able to get away from everyone and see if they can refocus, because there's really not a ton of upside to this season. Mm-hmm. So let's see what we can do, and a change of scenery may be able to create that.
I have a feeling there's going to be quite a few fires over there in the next month and some change. We're just going to see how they put them out. Again, I totally disagree with the statement yesterday by the athletic director, and I hope they don't screw up the next search. I thought they screwed up the last one. They allowed him to coach that meaningless conference championship game, Memphis against Cincinnati, and it cost them a recruiting class, in my opinion. No, don't make the same mistake twice. Identify who your coach is and bring him in immediately. So that's going to be, and you know what? Penn State, Florida, Vatech, UCLA, Stanford, Oklahoma State. There's a ton of jobs open this year.
Yeah, there's a ton of jobs because college football is changing, and it doesn't change immediately. You're going to see kind of a delay in what's going on, and it's showing. And who can actually adapt, who can figure it out, is going to make it to the top. And unfortunately for Norvell, he just wasn't able to figure it out. I hope that we can figure out how to get ourselves out of the hole we put ourselves in.
Arkansas is on that list, and heck, Auburn could open, LSU could open. Who knows when it's all said and done? Anything I didn't mention that you want to put out there?
No, I think what I did like was I saw Kevin Wynn out there, and he made some plays. He was able to get a batted ball and push back.
Well, there's a guy you can't lose.
You can't lose Kevin Wynn, especially he's a Seminole. Like he wanted to go to Florida State. He's very happy being a Florida Seminole. It's a Florida State Seminole. I'm just hoping that it doesn't become a forced situation. Sometimes there comes a time to where they don't have a choice but to leave. I hope that we didn't make that choice here. So I love seeing Kevin Wynn. I love seeing some of the younger players that we saw this past game. I saw a bunch of good things on film as far as players actually having individual really good efforts. And I think that if we can, if Tony White can figure something out and Gus Malzahn can figure something out, we could possibly get this going. But again, I just don't see the real value on going on with Norvell, seeing as his main job is facilitating and he's not doing it well.
Yeah.
So it's tough to say, but that's the reality of it.
Yeah, listen, I think even if they won 5 in a row and ended 8-4, that he can't survive this. And
no,
I just don't. And again, let's be realistic. He hasn't won on the road since Ronald Reagan was president. He's not going to knock off NC State on a Friday night, going to Clemson or going to Florida. He's not going to win those games. Yeah.
It's tough.
You're a business owner here in town. You've done great work on my home. Tell us about NLS Cleaning.
Yeah, NLS Cleaning. We do exterior pressure washing, gutter cleaning, paver sealing and repair. Give us a call. We do commercial, residential. Let us know if we can help and be of any service. The number is 904-708-8802. That's 904-708-8802. And you can reach out to us on our website as well at nlscleaning.net. We have a bunch of pictures, a bunch of cool information for you guys to look at. But yeah, let us know how we can help you.
Always a pleasure now.
Yes, sir, Rick.
There he goes. Now Lawrence Stample, our Florida State analyst. All right, you can jump in on Florida State as well as the Jaguar changes that I mentioned. Let's get to you for the remainder of the program. 641-1010 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also join us on YouTube. Just go to 1010XL into the night.
Speed.
45-50.
Talent.
How high can you leap?
Opportunity.
Just when they needed it most.
Listen for the Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game. Experience the universal difference on 1010XL.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist is now offering ortho walk-in appointments. If you have an immediate need for orthopedic care, contact Southeast Orthopedic Specialist immediately. Avoid ERs and urgent care waiting rooms. For more information, go to se-ortho.com.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Baselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags!
You don't think this would be a good moment to text somebody?
There's never a bad moment to share your opinion on the 1010XL text line. Designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Share your opinion
as soon as possible
at 641-1010.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house, because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. That's right, Terminix it.
Hidden Hills Golf Club wants you to know that our fall twilight rates are here. Plenty of time to get your round in before sunset for just $35 on weekdays and $39 on weekends starting at 2 p.m. Visit hiddenhillsgc.com to book today.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hi, I'm Amber Frangie. You know that other Frangie? Well, he's my dad. But I'm here to tell you about how much I appreciate the Awaken 180 weight loss program and how it's changed my life. Like a lot of folks, I let myself go a little. Not proud of that, but it happens. And I wasn't sure what to do. I've tried a lot of other weight loss programs, but they just didn't work. Not like Awaken 180. Can you believe I've lost 70 pounds in less than 4 months? With Awaken 180, there's no medication, no shots, and no side effects. And best of all, really fast results. You eat the food that's provided, and it's really good food. You work with a coach on a regular basis who guides you through the whole process. I'm never hungry. In fact, I never feel like I'm sacrificing anything. Just living a totally normal life. That's my new normal. And now, in October, they're offering free consultations. So there's no reason not to call them and learn more. Call them at 844-346-1800, or you can visit awaken180.com. It really has changed my life, and I bet it'll change yours too. That's Awaken 180.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. When you need a trailer hitch, gooseneck, or RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We've been doing it for 55 years, and customer service is our #1 priority. Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, thank you to now Lauren Stample, Florida State analyst, very latest there. And believe it or not, I do feel that way about booing. Does you no good. I understand the purpose, but it just doesn't work. Norvell's bad, but he didn't quit. He's just not good. You know, he failed. Gus Bradley failed. Gus Bradley's a hell of a guy. He just wasn't a good head coach. All right? And that's simply the way that it is. But, you know, if you fired him yesterday when you should have, then think about homecoming in a week and a half. Fans would have gone. Fans would have supported. There would have been a reignition of this football team. They would have supported the players. They would have supported the interim head coach, whether it's Gus Malzahn or they go back to Odell Higgins. Maybe they didn't want to hire Odell Higgins because he'd have more wins as an interim head coach than Norvell had as a head coach. I don't know. But it would have been totally different. Now you're going to hear about decommitments. Now you're going to hear about people coming up with lame-ass injuries, people not waiting, you know, to actually get out of there. They're not going to know who their coach is going to be. And you know Florida State's not going to get it done early. That's not the way that they work. All right? It's a circus administration. Out of all the jobs that we mentioned and all the openings, why do you and I know that Florida State will probably be right around the last university to fill in that head coaching job? Oh, man. It's unbelievable. 3800 Blue. No, seriously, Rick, who is the Jags' #1 wide receiver? Crazy question right now, right? No, it's not a crazy question. It's Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter has been ridiculously consistent and on the same page with Trevor Lawrence going back to training camp at the Miller Electric Center. Brian Thomas Jr. was not. I can't tell you how many times I came in here and said the newly acquired Hunter and Brown look like they have been around Lawrence more than Thomas Jr. 66-02 into the night. Ballou did not do the catching. Pass from Jaden Daniels, 6 quarterback. He did. I saw Brian Thomas play live twice against Florida State. He was the number 2 wide receiver there. I remember we should re-rack those old tapes. I remember making a big deal about, Dylan, how can you be a number 2 wide receiver in college and expect to be a number 1 wide receiver in the NFL? I mean, at the time, after his rookie season, looked like I might have made a fool out of myself. A half year later, that's not the case.
No, and what was the thing of him coming out of college was the route tree. You don't know if you could run it the entire thing and look good his rookie year, but every guy develops differently. And, the roles that you tell guys in college can change once you get to the league. It all changes, but I mean, most of the time, if you're the guy in college, you're probably, if you're not the guy in college, you're probably not going to be the guy in the NFL, usually.
7293 says, Ballou, we never call it Michlers. It's spelled Micklers, and that's what we call it. All the natives around there call it Michlers.
Yeah, I've just always told Micklers.
You know what? I read my rights on that on this very radio station going back 17, 18, 19 years ago. So I'm going to stick with it. I asked Eric, any surprise? I missed out on that. If you missed Eric Trucks a little bit earlier, do not know if he does have any guests scheduled for these shows, both Friday and Saturday night. 56-02, I don't have the numbers, but if memory serves me correct, Brian Thomas Jr. wasn't that good last year until Trevor Lawrence was injured. He did most of his damage. You're spot on. We've identified that. He wasn't even targeted last year. I mean, you go to that opener against Miami, I think he caught 4 balls for 75 yards in the first half. They didn't even target him in the second half. Gabe Davis was getting the targets. And you can make the same claim about Travis Hunter this year. I mean, Travis Hunter didn't touch the ball until 28 minutes in London. Now, you look at his numbers, and they're impressive, but come on, a lot of that was in garbage time. But he absolutely is the number 1 wide receiver right now. I don't even think that is close. 47-04. Ballou, there's no way Brian Thomas Jr. had better chemistry with Mac Jones than Trevor. He's looking more and more like a bulky pick. He did have better chemistry so far. You hope that changes. 28-35 on offense. It seems like the receivers aren't looking for the ball when Trevor is throwing. I noticed that last week, and I really focused against Seattle on Hunter. And again, I was a little bit disappointed that I think he had 6 or 7 targets on 59 offensive plays. 4 receptions, the 14-yarder, then the other 3 that were, right at the line of scrimmage. But there were several times where Hunter did not get his head turned around. And I think it was a combination of things. Number one, the pass protection's been brutal. I mean, Trevor's getting rid of the ball, just the smidge over 2 seconds. The other part of it is I think he's a rookie wide receiver. You still got a lot to learn about the trade. Okay? I mean, it happens. I don't care how good you are. Going from Saturday to Sunday, that you still really need a lot of coaching. And you need to learn the nuances of the position, every position on the football field. Look at this organization did with Trevor Lawrence, his 5th year in. Heck, they changed his footwork. So there's always changing, and there's always coaching. Another one says definitely pronounced Michlers. Although we spelled it I don't know. I don't know if you're saying Michlers or Michlers, M-I-K-L-E-R. It may be Michlers. I wouldn't make stuff up, people. All right? I've been told that it's Michlers. 8842 Ballou, it's Michlers. That's how you tell the difference between natives and Yankees. Okay. Well, when I was a Yankee, I called it Micklers. When I became a damn Yankee, for those of you who do not know, that's folks who come here and never leave. Okay? I called it Micklers. Come on, people. I'm one of yours now. I've paid my dues. I've made my bones. I'm not going to tell you where the body's buried, but I've done everything.
You were here well before COVID.
Come on. I've been here since the mid-'80s. All right, 7 years in Chicago, but I came back. We got a problem here with the camera? God, man, I want my mug on there for everyone to see. Let's slide over here to YouTube. I haven't been over there much at all today. 100% Rick, go tell him that's for the Jugs machine. God X. Don't know what that is. Robert Lamison says, speed doesn't matter, nothing to wide receiver unless you run crisp routes. All right, not going to catch the ball. Look at Jerry Rice. Look at Larry Fitzgerald. Yeah, two of the very best to ever play the game. No question about that. 904 Know-It-All says, Jimmy Smith wasn't super fast either. What? Excuse me? Jimmy Smith wasn't super fast?
Put it on the tape, man.
Dude, Jimmy Smith was blazing fast. Now, listen, I know you people on Into the Night on YouTube. I know you're drinking. Okay, you get home and you pour yourself 3 fingers worth, and I'm jealous. Dylan, are you jealous, for crying out loud?
No.
You're not a drinker, so you're not jealous at all. But let me tell you something, man. Jimmy Smith was a flat-out burner. I mean, he's arguably the fastest wide receiver to ever play here, so I do disagree.
All you got to do is just put
comment
on that tape against the Ravens, the 2000 Ravens that everybody says is an all-timer,
yeah.
And nobody did anything against them. Just put that tape on.
Now, the number 2 and number 3 guys weren't fast. If you look at Keenan McCardell and Willie Jackson, they didn't run all that well. Reggie Barlow ran well, but Jimmy was a burner, man. Jimmy was the complete package. Jimmy went over the middle. Jimmy didn't drop balls. Do I sound like the guy from Seinfeld right now?
No, I was, you seen the whole Michael Irvin thing. It was like, I forget how the stupid debate started on Twitter. Some slappy on the internet was talking about, could Deion play in the league now? And then whole thing got on to Michael Irvin, and Michael Irvin starts yelling on the mic, and I could go over the middle, and I had to be tough. And he just goes on and on. It was great.
Deion's had, blood clots, and he's had, I think a couple of toes amputated, and he's going to be like Kerry Von Erich. You're going to strap on a lower. What's the correct word for that? By the way, in wrestling, that is one of the biggest shocks of all time, that he actually had a fake leg. Never knew that until I watched that incredible documentary on the Von Erichs. Okay, good stuff. Let's continue with it. 641-1010. That is the best way to join us on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. And again, to those who are boozing tonight, we love you. That is on YouTube. If you're watching us, it's 1010XL Into the Night.
It's a snapshot in time.
Unbelievable concentration.
But in the end, there's always a play that stood out.
And there's the biggest play of the day.
Listen for the performance painting high-performance play of the game on 1010XL.
I know 2 brothers whose minds are always in the gutters.
Hi, I'm Tim.
And I'm Kevin.
We are the Good Brothers.
That's good with an E.
From Good Brothers Roofs and Gutters.
We install 6 and 7-inch seamless gutters, plus we repair and replace roofs, pool enclosures, and super gutters.
We are the Good Brothers, veteran-owned and local.
Visit goodbrothersroofsandgutters.com.
License number CCC 1334384.
Good Brothers Roofs and Gutters.
It's Rick Ballou. If you're looking for a brand new truck right now, Crew Cab Ram trucks start at just $38,900 at Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep Dodge Ram West Side, and every new retail purchase comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty at no extra cost. So, from tough Ram trucks to adventure-ready Jeeps, they've got the perfect ride waiting for you. Stop by Commonwealth Avenue or shop online at jackswest.com. Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep Dodge Ram West Side, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $3,600 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey pal, you look troubled. Is something bugging you?
This friendship isn't all upside for me, Jason. People keep asking me stuff about you.
They ask you about me?
Is it really cooler with Bueller, they ask. So I say, totally. And they say, how do you mean that? And I say, he fixes air conditioners, which literally makes somebody cool. But he also has cool sunglasses and cool people and a cool family.
And I try to make working at Bueller Air and Plumbing a really cool experience for our technicians and plumbers. We treat our people like gold, and they treat our homeowners the exact same way.
Great. Well, now there's another cool thing I've got to remember. This is a lot of responsibility, Jason.
Life can get hectic sometimes. If you don't take a moment to slow down and appreciate all the cool parts, you could miss it.
Do people ask you about me at all?
Weirdly, they do.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Ballou here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Hear the Florida Gators all season on 1010XL. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. The law firm of Farah and Farah and Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Go Gators!
Guys, fall is here, and so are the all-new styles from Untuck It. We make the world's best untucked shirts, and this season's new arrivals are some of our best yet. From soft-brushed flannels to easy wrinkle-free cotton, every shirt is designed to keep you sharp and comfortable, whether you're layering up for work, weekends, or nights out. Special discounts for first-time customers, so shop now. Get the new arrivals today at untuckit.com and more than 80 stores. Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn, untucked.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, two big stories. It'll be Toronto, Los Angeles in this year's World Series. Got to wait till Friday night. For that to begin. Also, Mike Evans, a broken collarbone. He did return last night after missing, I believe it was 3 games. And he went out with the broken collarbone, so that very impressive 1,000-yard streak does come to an end. Also today over at Florida State, where they really, everything they do is wrong. They sent out both coordinators today, the day after the release. And I know coaches are like, well, Wednesday's my day. Screw that. Why would you send out your offensive and defensive coordinator to answer the questions about your upcoming firing? Take control. You're going to be there for 6 more weeks. Step out in front of them and answer all the questions. Okay? Here's a guy who doesn't allow the media in to watch his practice, but allows Tony White to go on and talk at volume. Just on and on and on about the UCLA job. That stuff's unheard of. it's a totally broken situation. And again, I really do believe that if you fired him, it would be so different. There would be some adrenaline. There would be some hope. There would be support. Now you're going to get a cast of boos, and people are telling you to boycott, all the negativity. I don't support the boycott. I don't support the boos. And it would have gone away if you fired him. On the flip side, I guess I kind of get it. You can't afford to fire him. So you stuck with him. Never should have given him an 8-year contract. An 8-year contract. I mean, unbelievable. You know, we won 9. Think of all those times they almost screwed up. Florida State should have lost that game to LSU. They fumbled on the 1. They allowed LSU to go 99 yards in like a minute and a half. And if they didn't block the PAT and they went into overtime, there's no way they win that game. If Les Miles goes for 2, they win that game. Not Les Miles, but Brian Kelly. They win that game. I mean, the BC game, the Miami game, there was so many that just barely eked out. It's tough to complain when you win 19 in a row, but guess what? I did in time. I did. It's Michael's. I don't care what anyone says. 0981. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. 8446 says girl's name spelled Mickelson, but she's intended to teach it was pronounced Michelson. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I love this. You know, like the dress, is it white or gold, or do you see black and blue? Uh-huh. You've seen those memes like from whenever it was 10 years ago. Like you can tell if someone's colorblind or not. It's almost like the same thing.
Yeah. But when I first got called out on this, I thought it was from the fact that I was from Boston. It was a little bit of an accent deal. But I don't have an accent. It only comes out when I'm boozing. I'm a dead giveaway. All right? If I drink 2 beers or I drink 20 beers, I sound the same. And I could never have a cocktail before I came here into the studio because I would sound Bostonian.
You say ka?
No, it's a ka. I'd say something like, listen, here's the deal with Norvell. He sucks, okay? I'm wicked smart, and he's not the guy. Whatever. Yeah, I remember I was told years and years and years and years and years and years and years ago that I'd never make it down here because of my Boston accent. 55. Again, I left Boston, man. Rear view. I'm all Duval. Decades. I spend more of my life now in Florida than certainly I have in the state of Massachusetts. 50-40. Ballou, whenever we win, Gladstone and Baselli sure do find any camera and mic they can. When we lose, it's only Cohen. You know what? I don't even know how to answer that question. I will monitor that, perhaps, moving forward, but I'm not going to base anything 7 games in. And to me, that sounds like a hostile fan, which I appreciate. Okay? When you lose, you see things that you normally do not. When you lose, you may hear things that you normally do not. I have a ton of respect for Tony. He's a friend of mine. I've known him for 30 years. Heck, did the Tony Baselli show in 96, 97, and 98 when I was on the ball. I love Tony. Okay, but I'm going to be honest with everything. I don't believe this is the case. I have a lot of respect for Gladstone as well. What's really what this is all about is I don't want to say they came out and overachieved, okay, but there's still a ton of building that this team is going to have to do, okay? I mean, look at it right now. Say what you want about Trevor Lawrence. Man, it's night and day. You can talk to one guy who say, Trevor's not the problem. It's going to happen. I believe in him and his development under Liam Cohen, and that's fine. You got the next guy who will look at you and say, this team is never going to go anywhere with Trevor Lawrence. I mean, that is split right down the middle, right? You got a running back in ETN who's gone. You're going to be looking at younger guys. You got an offensive line that is a massive issue. Massive. And right now they are terribly underperforming. You got wide receivers who I thought far and away was the strength of this organization. Very subpar. They lead the league in drops. This is a team that is way under par on third down. This is a team that finds itself, once again, very undisciplined when it comes to penalties. They lead the NFL in penalties. They lead the NFL in accepted penalties. They lead the NFL in offensive penalties, which include motion and false starts and holdings. Then you get to the defense. You got no pass rush, right? You're paying Josh Hines-Allen incredible amount of money. All right? I'm wise enough to understand he's getting doubled. I'm wise enough to understand he's getting chipped. But if you look at his money and you look at what Brian Burns is doing, and you look at his money and you look at what Watt is doing, and you look at his money and you look at what Verse and Young did last week for LA and what they're doing, I mean, it's like paying a home run hitter. Right? I mean, doubles are nice, singles are nice, but you're paid to hit home runs. Josh Hines-Allen is paid for sacks. He's got a half sack. I mean, Kayvon Chason has 4.5 sacks. I hate it, but those are the numbers. And I don't think that everything should be measured on sacks. It's a glory statistic. It really is. It's about pressures. It's about quarterback hits. It's about defending the run. All right, Josh Hines-Allen had 7 pressures last week. He's close. And he's getting doubled. You know, the linebackers, huge injury to Lloyd. You going to pay him? I mean, it seemed like a no-brainer. Are you going to still do it? Is he going to be a part of this for the future? Is Anthony Campanile going to be here for quite some time? I don't know. The secondary? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. And they've given up on Jarian Jones. Right? Maybe they can develop him later, but at least for right now, they've given up on him. They've given up on Christian Braswell. He doesn't see the field. You make a move for Newsome. You don't have a true free safety. I said earlier in the program, time's up, in my opinion, for Dewey. So you just look at the rebuilding and the building that this team is going to have to do. I mean, they're winning with arguably a Swiss cheese roster. Those are the facts. So I think they've actually overachieved if you consider what I just went through. We'll see. I'll be here for it, I hope.
Mike Dempsey for Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacksonville Beach. If your roof's got any damage, if it leaks, if it's just old and ugly, call my friends at Apex Roofing. But Mike, roofs are so expensive. It's true, quality roofing is not cheap, but Apex Roofing has up to 100% financing available, so you don't have to compromise quality for budget. Apex Roofing, no shortcuts, no stress, just quality work with financing available. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacksonville Beach. ApexRoofingFL.com.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? You have questions? Call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Jeff Prosser here for Lloyd's Heating and Air. Need a leader for commercial, retail, multifamily, or hospitality projects? Or top-tier residential service? No gimmicks, no mascots, just real expertise and hard work. As your trusted statewide mechanical partner and local family-owned team, Lloyd's is the name Northeast Florida counts on. Visit LloydsHeatingandAir.com. Lloyd's Heating and Air, keeping you comfortable in every season.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents, so let I-9 Sports help. They've got winter and spring registration open right now for kids all over the First Coast to enjoy their favorite sports. Log on to i9sports.com and don't miss out on the upcoming seasons. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
What if you could pull up to $500,000 in cash out of your home and drop your mortgage rate to 4.99% APR? Hey, Prosper here, and right now at Loan Pronto, they've got the lowest rates in 3 years. With Loan Pronto's rapid equity loan, you can get your cash in as little as 3 days, pay off all those high-interest credit cards, and even skip your next 2 house payments. One client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. Paid off their debt, paid off 2 car loans, saved $2,100 a month. One call, life change. There's no wait, no hard credit pull. You probably won't need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Rates at a 3-year low. Act now. Call 914-999-1508 or visit loanpronto.com for your free instant home appraisal. See how much cash you can get today. Call 914-999-1508. See how much cash you can get today. You can also visit loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. On approved credit, visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Joe C. for Preferred Roofing, reminding you your roof is more than just felt and shingles. It's a system that not only keeps your home dry, but also impacts your heating and cooling bills. Preferred Roofing and Construction is a GAF Master Elite roofing contractor lauded for having the ability to educate and inform homeowners on their options. Why GAF and Preferred Roofing? They're veteran-owned and operated with ties to Duval for decades. A family business ready to make sure your family has a good roof over its head. Log on, preferredroofingjax.com.
Introducing your new Dell PC with the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps you handle a lot, even when your holiday to-do list gets to be a lot. Like organizing your holiday shopping and searching for great holiday deals and customer questions and customers requesting custom things, plus planning the perfect holiday dinner for vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians, and Uncle Mike's carnivore diet. Luckily, you can get a PC with all-day battery life to help you get it all done. That's the power of a Dell PC with Intel inside, backed by Dell's price match guarantee. Get yours today at Dell.com/deals. Terms and conditions apply. See Dell.com for details.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, we will be back tomorrow night, 6 to 8 on a Wednesday, middle of the week, as we roll through the latter part of October. Hacker Nation coming up right now. I know this is emotionally a big night for you. It is the start of the 8-month ongoing NBA season.
Well, it'll be bigger tomorrow night when the Magic get underway.
I know.
But,
they're talking playoffs, big-time playoffs. Maybe the NBA Finals this year for the Magic.
Well, look, no Jason Tatum in Boston with the Achilles, no Tyrese Halliburton in Indiana. Yeah, the NBA season just sort of got here, and it's on NBC. The whole TV schedule for the NBA has been changed. First time in 2.5 decades that the John Tesh NBA on NBC theme song is back.
Flowing mane. I mean, he had some of the best hair of all time.
Oh, man.
So jealous.
But I'll say this, though, man. I mean, you obviously appreciate it. Guys like Denmark aren't old enough to, but, the NBA playoffs, particularly Bob Costas, Marv Albert, when that music hit, Game 5 of the NBA Finals between, Chicago and Phoenix or whomever, that would get juices flowing back in the day.
Oh, no doubt. Let's throw it over to Ahmad Rashad.
Ahmad Rashad. That's exactly right.
Remember when Jordan was had the flu? Ahmad Rashad was in the throne with him. He was like, my God, Michael Jordan, man, he's got to play.
Yeah.
Bob, back to you. He's got to play.
I love it.
Jordan had 40 that night. He was unbelievable.
What are your expectations for the Celtics without Tatum?
Same it is for the Bruins.
Yeah.
I mean, they had their window. They won 1. I thought they should have won 2. But you can't lose your franchise player and arguably, a top 5, 6, 7 player in the league. I mean, he gives you everything. He scores, he rebounds, he gets assists.
Well, they kind of had a fire sale, too, because Porzingis is gone now. Horford's gone. I think they saw the writing was on the wall without Tatum. They're kind of doing a rebuild this year.
You know what I have always admired about the Boston Celtics, if you compare it to the Bruins, Red Sox, and Patriots, doesn't matter who the organization is, going back to the days of Red Auerbach where they were just out of control, but, through Danny Ainge, they always rebuild.
Yeah.
It may take a few years. I mean, it's not going to happen this year. It's not going to happen next year. Well, you get to 2028, 2029, I have a feeling Boston's going to be right back in the thick of it. They do a really nice job drafting, and they've also done a nice job over the years of developing.
Yeah, there's no doubt. They'll be back in the thick of it. Oklahoma City raises the banner tonight. So we'll talk a little bit NBA. In fact, David Steele, longtime television voice of the Orlando Magic on the FanDuel Sports Network, he's going to join me later on in the 9 o'clock hour to preview Orlando's season that gets underway tomorrow. And, of course, we're never going to get too far away from the Jaguars and the world of college football. In fact, we're going to go out to Oxford, Mississippi in the 8 o'clock hour. Brad Logan is my guy when it comes to the Ole Miss Rebels. He's the host of the Believe in Ole Miss podcast. He's also a contributor for the On3 Ole Miss website. And we're going to kind of a feel out in Oxford, what they're saying out there with the obvious interest that the Gators have in their guy, Lane Kiffin.
Have a lot of fun with that.
Thanks, Rick.
There he goes, Hacker Nation. And that's coming up right now. That'll do it. Thank you to Derek Trucks. Thank you to Niall Lawrence Stample. For those of you who are not aware, Tedeschi Trucks, I think there's still a few seats available. You may have to go to secondary sources or entities or whatever they call it to get the tickets. But Friday night, Saturday night at the St. Aug Amp, Tedeschi Trucks in town for 2 shows. That'll do it. Thank you to Dylan Denmark. I am Rick Ballou. We'll talk again tomorrow, Wednesday, at 6 o'clock, right here on 92.5 FM.